We are Group 5 from Iowa State University for the IMSC Capstone Project. This is the spring of 2020. Our group members include Thomas Berquist, Felipe Restrepo, Kyle Rodas, and Olivier Tixerand. Our company for this project was the Food Bank of Iowa, a nonprofit organization based in Des Moines, Iowa that serves 55 counties across the state and delivers 1.5 million pounds of food every month.
I'm going to talk about the major areas of improvement that we found useful for our project. So past month, during our current state analysis presentation, I discussed two major areas of improvement, which were deliveries per operations, which consisted of improving the number of deliveries per route, and order reporting time, which consisted of evaluating and analyzing how products were pulled. However, after the presentation, we found another major area of interest, which was Otomo's warehouse. So for this rest of the project, we're going to evaluate how Otomo is operating.
Truck delivery operations were analyzed using the provided March 2019 to February 2020 delivery sheet. From this information, the team extracted that 90.3% of the time trucks are under 15,000 pounds. This means that there is an unused weight cap that may allow for the loading of additional pounds, since current truck cargo weight limit sits at 17,000 pounds. Regarding this, the team proposed the use of stackable pallets to make use of vertical space, allowing for two levels of pallets, thus effectively doubling the amount of pallets that can be loaded in a single floor space area. Furthermore, the team also devised that the average route length is sitting at 5.85 hours. This lends itself for potential route merging using the 11-hour rule. Thus, average route length might increase, however total annual routes might decrease, with the idea of route merging.
For Des Moines to absorb Atumo operations, order selector operations will need to improve to handle 10 additional pallets per day. The team analyzed two new methods of order selector operations. The first method would be to separate one order selector on each dry goods, freezer goods, and cooler goods to complete all orders in these areas simultaneously. Separating order selector operations would save an average of 13% of order selector time, which is equivalent to increasing the number of pallets pulled per day by 5.2. This 13% savings was calculated by eliminating non-value added but necessary work. Walking between the dry goods, freezer, and cooler makes up 9% of the savings. Other areas of non-value added but necessary work would also be eliminated, such as repeated application and removal of protective clothing for the freezer, which would only need to be done once. This non-value added but necessary work accounts for 4% of the savings. Using a 2D riding pallet truck would improve order selector pick time by 21%, or the ability to pick 8.4 additional pallets per day. The action of using 2D riding pallet trucks is broken down into two areas of savings. 13% of the savings comes from picking orders simultaneously, which eliminates an entire lap around the dry goods pick area once every two orders. 8% of the savings comes from the increased speed of the riding pallet jack, which also limits fatigue for operators throughout the day. With the separation of tasks and implementing two deep riding pallet trucks, a Food Bank of Iowa could reduce the time to pick pallets by 13 and 21% respectively. This savings allows the Des Moines location to pull 13.6 more pallets per day, which is 3.6 more pallets more than required to be able to handle all of Atumo's orders.
Feedback from the CSA meeting indicated that repurposing the Atumo warehouse into an event center could be beneficial for the Food Bank of Iowa. With this new structure, Des Moines would absorb all its routes and pull all its orders. However, the Food Bank of Iowa would still be able to maintain its presence in southern Iowa, as staff and volunteer levels would remain unaltered. Duties would simply be repurposed accordingly so.
If the Food Bank of Iowa was to implement the recommended changes, the annual savings would be $153,597. Stackable pallets would save $86,000, reducing the order pulling time would save $43,574, and repurposing the Otomo warehouse would save $24,024. The expected cumulative grant required for this project would be $90,050. 53-foot semi and liftgate would cost $65,000. 28 stackable pallets would cost $7,840. 7 hydraulic pallet jacks for each truck would cost $7,210, and a 2 deep rider for the order picking task would cost $10,000. The cumulative payback period for this grant would be 7 months.
2 months for the stackable pallets and hydraulic pallet jacks, 2 months for the 2 deep riders, and 2.7 years for the 53-foot semi and liftgate.